It was one of the most horrific car crashes ever in the capital region and happened 2 years ago tonight.
A drunken driver slammed into the rear end of an SUV on the Northway, killing 2 teenagers and seriously injuring 2 others. Tonight, that SUV has become a museum exhibit. Dan Levy's in Altamont for that story for us tonight. Good evening, Dan.
Jim and Benita, good evening to you. It's hard to imagine anybody survived this crash after having surveyed this wreckage all day long. And among the first people to visit this museum exhibit today were the families that were most impacted by what happened to this car and to the 4 teenagers who were riding inside. For these parents, to glance at this mangled car wreck is to revisit the worst moment of their lives.
That vehicle is a visual tool, and it can bring awareness to a lot of other folks. And for us, that was a key.
2 years is a long time, but at the same time, it really doesn't seem like it's very long ago. We remember everything about that day, the good in the morning and the bad in the evening.
It was the evening of December 1st, 2012. Shenendehowa football captain Chris Stewart was driving. He died at the scene. Deanna Rivers, a Shen softball standout, also died. Matt Hardy and Bailey Wynn were badly hurt and have since recovered. And Dennis Drew, the drunk driver who caused the Northway pileup, is doing 5 to 15 years.
This car behind me illustrates volumes of what we're trying to say. That car should say it all.
Retired Colony cop Ed Frank has made it his life's mission to reduce drunk driving crashes. His Choices 301 Museum in Altamont has become a living memorial to all area drunk driving crashes, but he also understands much more needs to be done. Assemblyman Jim Tedisco agrees that awareness and education are key components to a remedy, but he says there also needs to be a holistic approach that includes criminal penalties and rehabilitation.
But when rehabilitation, time and time again, doesn't stop chronic and serial dangerous drunk and drug drivers, and education doesn't help, we've got to take their driver's license and their privileges away for a lifetime.
Getting back to Ed Frank, the curator, if you will, the organizer of this Choices 301, he set the tone for today. He said as long as there's just one drunk driver out there on the road, every single one of us is a potential victim. Live in Altamont, Dan Levy, News Channel 13. Jim?
Excellent point. Thank you, Dan.